Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic that is protein binding of drug. So when the process of absorption means drug absorbed from the site of administration to systemic circulation is reached to the blood, they can interact with several tissue components of the body like blood, extracellular tissues, and then the presence of proteins in that particular blood, they are going for the interaction with that protein. So that is we can call as a protein binding. So define as the phenomena of drugs are complex formations with protein is called as a protein drug binding or protein binding. So protein plus drugs that form the complex, that is protein drug complex. So protein bindings may be divided intracellular binding or extracellular binding. Means the binding of drug with cell proteins and binding of drug with extracellular proteins. Protein binding may be reversible or irreversible. Generally, protein binding follow the reversible, and it involves the weak chemical bonds like hydrogen bond, hydrophobic bond, ionic bond, or the van der Waals bond. So why the protein binding studies we have to perform? So the degree of the protein bindings with drugs, it gives the significant effect on the pharmacodynamic and pharmacodynamic properties of the drug. So the therapeutic effectiveness of drug may be either increase or decrease due to the protein binding. So drugs which are unbound form, free drugs, it gives the therapeutic effect. It means as the protein go for the binding with a drug, so the complex is neither go for metabolize or not go for the excretion of protein bounded drugs, neither go for the metabolism process, not go for the excretion process, so that it becomes the pharmacologically inactive when they bound with the protein, and that alter the kinetic and dynamic profiles. It is go for the reversible process. It means the bounded drugs go to the free form and then it go for the metabolism excretions. They give the pharmacological actions like that. So which are the proteins which are present in the blood or plasma that we have to see in the tables. So here the examples are there. So human serum albumins are there, alpha-1 acid glycoprotein, lipoprotein, globulin, and in the blood also the hemoglobin, RBC are there. So the drugs have bind with that proteins and they become the protein binding or drug protein complex like that. So in that case, so the binding of drug with the plasma protein in that first, that is human serum albumin, so that consists of 59% of the total protein. Their molecular weight around 65,000 with large number of binding capacities are there. The concentration is around 3.5 to 5%. Large number of binding sites are there, so large number of drug bind with that human serum albumin. Capacity with a drug, we can say that the drug bind with that albumins. So large variety of all type of drug we can bind with that albumins, like weak acid, weak base, or neutral. Both endogenous and exogenous compound bind with that albumin. Endogenous compound like fatty acid, bilirubin, and exogenous means our drug that bind with the human serum albumin. There are 4 binding sites for that human serum albumin. That's why large number of drug bind with the albumin. Second one, alpha-1 acid glycoprotein. So that molecular weight around 44,000. Their concentration in that plasma 0.05 to 0.1% are there. Mostly basic drugs, imipramine, lidocaine, propanol, like that. The basic nature of the drugs bind with specific alpha-1 acid glycoprotein. Then binding of drug with the lipoproteins. Their molecular weight around 2 lakh to 34 lakhs. Their concentration also variables. Okay, lipoproteins, their nature is amphiphilic in nature, so it is a combination of lipid and apoprotein. So lipophilic drug are the lipid consists of triglycerides, cholesterol containing parts are there, and in hydrophilic apoprotein consists of free cholesterol and proteins are there. So in that case, basic lipophilic drugs are bind with that lipoproteins. Lipoprotein also classify based on their density, like very low density, high density, low density, like that we can classify it. Then binding of drug to globulin. So then in that case also alpha 1 are there, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2, gamma, and their molecular weight, their concentrations in minor percentage. Steroid like drugs bind with alpha 1, cortisone, vitamins like ADE like that bind with the alpha 2, ferrous ions like bind with beta 1, antigens bind with gamma globulins like that. Then in the blood component part, there are three components are there: hemoglobin, then carbonic anhydrase and cell membrane. In that hemoglobin contain the major parts are there, because in the blood 40% blood cells component are there in that blood, 95% components are based on the RBC parts are there. So their molecular weight is around 64,000 nearby. Concentrations also high amount as compared to human serum albumin. And the examples of drug that bind with hemoglobin like phenytoin, phenobarbital. So here the orders are there. Albumin have a higher tendency affinity towards binding of the old class of drug as compared to glycoprotein, lipoprotein and globulin. Next one, that is factor affecting protein drug binding. So here which are the factors that affecting protein drug binding? Drug related factors, so physicochemical profile of that particular drug. Then the protein or tissue related factors, drug interactions, drug with other drug interactions, and then last one, that patient related miscellaneous factors are there. We have to see one by one which are the factors that affecting the protein drug binding. So in the drug related factors, we can see that physicochemical characteristic of the drug. So the nature of drug that alter the protein binding natures. So here the lipophilic nature of drug, highly lipophilic nature of the drugs, they directly bind to the protein. So that protein binding is, we can say, directly related with lipophilicity of the drug. So increase the lipophilicity, increase the extent or protein binding of that drug. Second, that is concentration of drug in the body. So the amount of drug that also alter the binding capacities or the extent of binding. So alteration in the concentration of drug as well as the protein concentration. So that brings alteration in that protein binding process. Third one, that is drug protein or tissue affinity or drug affinity towards the protein. So specific drugs have a specific affinity towards specific protein. Some drug have with affinity with albumin, globulin, lipoprotein, glycoprotein, like that. So that also alter the protein binding or extent of protein binding. Means some drugs have a binding affinity towards albumin, so that giving the higher amount of protein binding or extent of binding is high compared to other protein, because large amount of human serum albumin present in that blood, their binding site is also high. So that why we can say that the higher the extent of binding with human serum albumin as compared to other. So here the examples: lidocaines have a greater affinity for glycoprotein than the albumin, and digoxins or digoxins we can call have a greater affinity for the protein of cardiac muscles than the skeletal muscles or the plasma. So that is specific drug has specific affinity towards protein or tissue. Second factor, that is protein or tissue related factors. So their physicochemical profile of that particular proteins or the binding components. So lipoprotein or adipose tissues are there. So they have tended to bind with lipophilic drug, and they're dissolving them in their lipid core. So that times their solubility dissolving that lipophilic drug, so that go for the extent of bindings, they go for the increasing. Physiological pH determine the presence of active anionic or cationic group on the albumin to bind variety of drugs. Concentration of protein or binding component, like similar like concentration of drug in the body. So mostly all the drugs bind to albumin. because higher amount of concentrations are there as compared to other proteins. So if the number of concentration of proteins are, so extent of protein bindings also alterings are there. Number of binding site also all affect the albumin. For the examples, 4 binding site, large number of concentration presence, so that also compare with other, the capacity of drug affinity towards the albumin, so the greater the extent of protein bindings are there. Next one, that is drug interaction. Competitions between the drug for that particular binding site, so particular protein. So drug interactions, commonly we can see that the displacement interactions. So when 2 or more drug present to the same site, so they go for the competition between them to bind with that particular specific site, same binding site. They go for the interactions, compete with each other. So if one drug is replaced or displace the second drug, so that we can call the displacement interactions are there. Both the drugs have a same affinity towards the binding site. So in that examples, phenylbutazones displace the warfarin. So that times the second drug that replace the first drug, which are already interact or bind with that particular protein, so that convert into the free form from bound to unbound form. So their concentration going for the increasing. If concentration goes increasing into the blood, so they may get results maybe positive, may increase the response, otherwise they go for the toxicity response are also there. So both the possibilities are there, enhance the clinical response or go for the toxicity parts are there if displace the other drug. Second one, competition with the drug with normal body constituent. So here the free fatty acids are there, so that also interact with the protein, so they have affinity towards the human serum albumin, so that also displace the number of drugs. So free fatty acid level increasing in pathophysiological condition, physiological conditions, the free fatty acid level are going increasing, so that also alter the binding of the particular drug, so that convert into the free form, and that also give the both response. It increases the clinical response, otherwise goes for the toxicity. So it means alter the protein binding of that particular drug when free fatty acid compete with that for the binding with the human serum albumin. Third one, that allosteric changes in the protein molecules. So in that case, the process involves the alteration of protein structures by the drug or its metabolites. So if changing the protein structures by the drug, so that affinity towards binding with the protein also modifying, altering. So that may also the altering the protein binding of that particular drug. Phenylbutazones and decrease the flufenamic acids binding to that albumin. So based on the allosteric changes in the protein molecules. Last of the factors, that is patient related factors. So in the age portions, the child or newborn infants are there. So there in that albumin content is low as compared to adult. So there less protein bindings are there. So more amount of drug is in a free form. In an elder old age patient, also the albumin concentration are less. So that time also the more free drug concentrations we have to see in that case. Inter-subject variability mildly affect in the protein binding. Disease state. So disease state also alter the protein binding concentration. Okay, we can see the examples if renal failures are there. So that decrease the albumin content. So that decrease the binding of that acidic drug, neutral basic drugs. So free amount of drugs are higher. Hepatic failures are there. So that also alter the albumin synthesis. So that time similar things are there, decrease the binding of the drug. Inflammatory state, so increase the glycoprotein level, protein level increase the binding of that particular basic drug that bind with the glycoprotein. So that also increasing for the basic drug. For neutral acidics, they are not affected by that increase of that glycoproteins are there. So the pathophysiological condition, disease state also increase or decrease the amount of protein, so that also alter increase or decreasing the protein binding extent or the protein binding of the drug. Next one, that is significance of protein binding. What are the significance of that protein binding of drug? So In that case, in the absorption, so we can know that in conventional dosage forms we are given. So for that absorption process follow the first order kinetics. So when there is more protein bindings are there, so it disturbs the absorption equilibrium. So absorption equilibrium is attained when we have to give our conventional dosage form. For the absorption process, from the site of administration to systemic circulation, drug go for the diffusions. So until the free drug concentrations between the concentration gradient, at one point it go for the equilibrium, the process may stop, the diffusion process may stop. So what happened in that case with the protein binding? If binding of drug to the protein, so it decrease the free drug concentration, it disturb the equilibrium process, thus maintain the sick condition. So that maintain the concentration gradient, so that giving the driving force, and the absorption process go for the continuation. So the absorption process increase for particular drug. Second, in the distribution process, so protein bounded drug, particularly bounded drug, not cross the blood-brain barrier, not distributed some organs, some tissues are there like placenta barrier, blood-brain barrier, and not go for the elimination excretion to the glomerular filtration. So that time they give the restricted the specific drug to the specific tissue organs, so that giving the protection. So that time that reduce the distribution of drug to the particular organ or cells. In the metabolism part, so bounded drugs are there, so they do not go for the metabolism or excretion. So protein binding decrease the metabolism process, and that enhance the biological half-life of the drug. Only unbounded freaks or drugs go for the metabolism. Similar like metabolism elimination, so only unbounded drugs capable for going through the glomerulus and go for the elimination. So that increase elimination half-life. So protein bounded drugs, entry of the drug to metabolize into particular liver protections are there, so that not go for the metabolism, so that not go for the elimination also. Systemic solubility of drug, water insoluble lipophilic nature drugs are there, so that lipoprotein act as a vehicle that dissolves the drug, lipophilic drug, into the lipid core, so that we use as a vehicle. So that type of drugs, the protein binding also increase the distribution parts are there. Drug action, so protein binding inactivate the drug, because bounded drug not go for the metabolism excretion as well as not giving the pharmacokinetics. Only free drug, unbounded drug is giving the metabolism process, excretion, and the pharmaco response are there. So protein binding inactivate the drug because sufficient concentration of drug cannot build up at the receptor site of that action. So that time effect of that protein binding. Then sustained release, that is natural sustained release effect we can see with the protein binding. So complex of drug with particular protein in the blood act as a reservoir, because bounded drugs not go for metabolic excretion or any response, so they act as a reservoir and continuously release the free amount of drug concentration to the continuous period of prolonged time. So that gives the sustained release type of effect. Then the diagnosis purpose minorly we can use, okay, example chlorine atom of chloroquine replaced with the radioisotope label I131, so that use for the diagnosis parts are there, and also used for some therapy, drug targeting parts are there. Specific drug bind with lipoproteins, so they deliver the site specific effect in some cancer treatment like that. So that is the significance of protein drug binding. The next one, that is kinetic of protein drug binding. So how the protein binding occurs, with that kinetic, with the equations and graph we can explain it. So here the described by the law of mass action. So if we here protein binding definitions, protein bind with the drugs, then we give the protein drug complex. So here P plus D is equal to PD. P means the free amount of proteins or concentration of free proteins. D means the concentration of free drug, and PD is equal to concentration of protein drug complex. At the equilibrium, the equation becomes K is equal to PD upon P into D. So K represent the association rate constant, association constant. Now if the total concentration of protein present we can get with the bound and unbound form of that protein. So total concentration or amount of protein present in the body is equal to PD plus P, bounded drug with protein complex plus free protein. If R is the number of moles of drugs that bind with the total moles of proteins, so the equation is equal to R is equal to PD upon PD plus P. Now we will go for the substitutions of PD value from previous equation. So it becomes R is equal to K into P into D upon K into P into D plus free protein concentration means P. Removal of common parts, so it equation R is equal to becomes K into D upon 1 plus K into D. Now if more than one or n number of binding sites, like example albumin, there are number of binding sites are there, so we can assume n number of binding sites are available per mole of proteins. So the equations we can go for the modifications by R is equal to n KD upon 1 plus KD. So this is the final equations for the kinetic of protein binding. Now the value of association constant K and the number of binding sites that we have to find out, K and N value. So that we can obtain or getting by the plotting these above equations into that graph. So here the first approach is there, we have to go for the direct plot. We have to plot the graph R versus D, and from that at the steady state plateau we can find out the N value. R is equal to N. When R is equal to N by 2, so D become 1 by K. So from that we can find out N and K by the direct plot methods. Second approach is there, so sketched plot. So here we can go for the rearrangement of that equations. Initially our equations are there, R is equal to N KD upon 1 plus KD. We go for the rearrangement, so that finally we can get R upon D is equal to N into K minus RK. We can plot the graph R upon D versus R, and we can get the slope. From that we can find out the association constant K, and intercept that touch with the y-axis we can find out the NK. So what the case we can find out K and N value. Third one, the double reciprocal plot, Claude plot. So in that case we have to go for the reciprocating of that equations. So R is equal to NKD upon 1 plus KD is there. So we have to go for the reciprocating that equation. So 1 upon R. So that equation become 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon NKD plus 1 upon N. Here we can go for the plotting the graph 1 upon R versus 1 upon D, and we can get the slope 1 upon NK, and intercept we can get the 1 upon N. So we find out K and N value. Last, the approach is there to find out association constant and number of binding site. So Hitchcock plot. So here the rearrangements are there, and we can get the final equation D upon R is equal to 1 upon NK plus D upon N. Here we can plot the graph D upon R versus D, and from that slope and intercept we can find out the K and N value. So these are the approaches we can use for find out the K value and N value, and so that we have to see the protein binding, their factor affecting protein binding, and the significance of protein binding. And last we can see the kinetic of protein binding. Thank you.